insight into what are the emerging trends that are happening across the African continent. What are the similarities? What are the issues? Who's coping who? How do we solve some of those emerging trends? So the report for this year has been launched. It's available online right now as we speak. It's the very last bit of our forum. So I'm going to quickly invite Simone and Victor to come up so that we can just reflect for a few minutes on the trends, the countries covered, and some of the issues that have emerged in this year's report. And then after that, we'll have another very, very short session of reflections, because we don't want to hold you for too long. And after that, we will be able to close. So a round of applause for Simone and Victor as they come. So I would just like for you to give your reflections, your highlights on the State of Internet Freedom report for this particular year. What are the things that you think have stood out of that report? I'll start with you, Victor, and then end with Simone.
Yes, thank you very much for the introduction. I think a couple of things have stood out. First, I think it's just important to say that this research was conducted over the past couple of months, and we focused on the state of biometric surveillance in the continent. One of the things we've noticed is that there's increasing appetite for biometric data collection programs across different countries, whether it is for digital ID, whether it's for voter registration, SIM card registration, health services, and so many other functions, CCTV surveillance. Every single day we are seeing a new form of data collection, and with it it has a biometric component. Things that didn't necessarily require biometrics, like SIM card registration, now we're seeing states requiring people provide biometric data in digital formats. And we looked at the situation in different countries. So we focused on 16 countries, that is Angola, Cameroon, Central African Republic, DRC Congo, Kenya, Lesotho, Liberia, Mozambique, Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Tanzania, Togo, Tunisia, Uganda, and Zambia. And some of the key things we've seen is that some of these programs, they are really being championed as, useful for, as part of digital transformation for countries, as useful aspects in record management, but also the challenge is that there is significant risk that is emerging from the mass data collection programs, and these risks present significant impact for human rights. And some of the key gaps I've noted with these programs, I think first is that in most of the countries where these programs are implemented, the public are not involved, they are not informed, they are not engaged, especially on the uses of that biometric data collection programs. We find that there's very little awareness in most countries about even the right to privacy, but also on the nature of the programs and the extent to which data is being collected. All right. The other aspect is that we are seeing that in the countries where these programs are being implemented, the legal frameworks are deficient to protect the rights to privacy. Just over half of the countries in Africa have data protection laws. So you can imagine collecting data of all your citizens, and now we have about one site as to the uses of the data. The other aspect is that a number of people in the continent do not have access and are excluded from these collection programs. You will recall, and probably in your countries you'll see that in order to register for a national ID, you need to have a birth certificate. And according to the World Bank, we have almost 500 million people